Hello everyone, I'm Penros776. If you're wondering where Chaos Season is, so am I. It's currently stuck in YouTube processing hell. So it'll happen eventually as soon as YouTube decides to free it from its jail. But I mean, look at my team here. I figure we're going to do something new. We're going to explain what's going on because there's a lot of new people here in the past few videos. I figure I haven't explained the team in a while. We'll go through the whole thing now, so you can skip ahead if you want to see the combat. But starting with the map, what you can see here, this unbreakable block, this is the whole reason we've chosen this map, because with the fortress as well, which is the other unbreakable block you get to place, it creates up in the top right corner here a very nice little pocket, a very nice defensive pocket that is very hard for opponents to break into. And a lot of people who are running teams on this map will actually just put their team up here, make it difficult to attack into. I personally, well, you can see I'm not doing that. Instead, I much prefer to put up there my hindrance, my healing tower, and my pots, of course, but mainly the hindrance. This is a building that I do not want to get sniped after any circumstances, so I've put it in pretty much the most defensive position on the map. Nobody's getting up there. Now, Catria is the core of the team. It is a Catria ball, and as you can see, I've gone a bit silly on her res stat. That's Stillwater, that's plus res, boon, phantom, res, and well, it's at the moment it's not quite enough. We're still getting Elamine, but well, that's because it is currently turn 1, right? We get Elamine turn 1, that happens, but the key idea here is this flyer school, right? That's applying minus 11 res to Elamine after turn 1. That swings things quite heavily in our favor, and Mirabilis is also equipped with res tactic 3, which is giving res to Catria and Flora, I guess, but mainly it's really just there to maximize Catria's res, because that's how hard we're going in on trying not to get false started right. Also, Guidance 4. Mirabilis has Guidance 4. Why? Well, this is a rally trap. Alear has rally attack. Normally, if people sit in range, Alear will rally right on this tile here. Mirabilis comes down to dance that tile there. Now Mirabilis is at the front, providing the guidance to Picnic Flora and Arval, and, you know, just leaving some crazy options out that way. Speaking of Alear, why is Alear here? Well, Alear is fast. Alear is, in fact, our anti-Lucia tool. Lucia is beaten, as you may know, by winning the speed check. And Alear is the best unit in the game currently for winning the speed check. Plus also has just a whole load of damage reduction. Is very tough for people to walk over. You might see that. You might not see that. Arval, our front unit, special Spiral 4 build. Quicken Pulse. Big old iceberg should shred through most things. I mean, you see how much res we're packing here. We just want to hit very hard, and Askr is also helping to charge that. So, you know, Askr also a threat in his own right, Duo Askr, but mainly is existing just to get all of our specials online. Arval being the main one, because that special Spiral 4 is our only tool against damage reduction. He's got Canto Control 3, or they've got Canto Control 3. I've said before I should put this on my team. I have finally done it. We finally have Canto Control. It only took me how many months? But it's there. Very important thing to have. Picnic Flora next. Picnic Flora, her whole job is just fast save. And she doesn't even necessarily have to live necessarily, because a lot of things out there do beat her. It's just we've got these units back here that we don't want getting sniped, and Picnic Flora does a very good job of that. Since she's a ranged armor, when Alear comes down to that tile as well, and she has ground orders, right, from Catria, so she can move on to this magic trap and join in with the rest of the team as being an offensive threat. So she's not wholly defensive, right? That's the kind of aggressiveness I like to double up on here, having her as an aggressive and protective unit, because really the biggest threat to any Aether's defense team is just really big tanks. So we want as many units able to pile on and deal damage as possible, right? That's why we've got 4 of them. Now, our other non-attacking unit is, of course, for Mortis. For Mortis, our extra slot unit has Astucian, which is being pre-charged by Duo Askr, by the way. Astucian, basically, unlike Flori, Femortis' job is actually to survive combats, because if Femortis survives even once, melee teams tend to have a lot of action. Femortis shutting down that ruins the enemy's action economy, makes it very hard to Galeforce sweep this team if you can't break Femortis immediately. So that is Femortis' entire job, just survive one combat and completely take the wind out of the enemy team. So that's more or less the long and short of it, but let's see how they actually look in action. Up against us here, the enemy team, Bridal Fjorm +1, Elamine +1, Celine, interesting, Brave Dimitri +1, Naga, and Harmonic Carla. Let's see what their move is. They are putting Brave Dimitri up front on the real trap. Still, this is more or less the worst possible opener for us. As I pointed out, it's turn 1. We've been false started, we've been isolated, we do not have any of our normal shenanigans online, but we do have a big pre-charged iceberg, and sometimes that is all you need. I'm very glad to see, that's a new addition to the team by the way, I'm very glad to see just how ridiculously well that worked. Dimitri, with his flat damage reduction, one of the toughest tanks to break through, but no problem. Now, they have chosen to keep going. They did only lose one unit after all. Carla pretty easily able to chop through Arval there. I mean, Carla pretty easily able to chop through just about anything. But we are a Cantria Ball. One of the other nice features of the Cantria Ball I love is its ability to ladder out like this. When the enemy think they're out of range, no you're not, Askr is still gonna blast you, my friend, and get blasted you will. Speaking of blasts, here's Cantria with a Moonbow ready. Goodbye, Fjorm. Even the Elamine damage reduction and her ridiculous HP stat not gonna save her at all there. Now they are still fighting. Carla goes for Askr here. Again, Carla's big old special will chop through basically anything in the game. Backing out, but deciding to call it quits there, and I don't blame them, because we've got Elamine kind of trapped there, and I don't know if Celine can actually beat Cantria, what with Cantria's rest stat. Moving on in to battle number 2, and we're not getting false started here, so hopefully we'll get to see things normally. We're up against Regin, safer, okay, a Brave Edelgard +4, that's a near saver, Palla +1, a Peony, Duo Peony, and Brave Lysithia. And well, we've seen in Summoner's Duels how strong this Palla is as a Vantage unit. It looks like that's exactly what the plan here is. Vantage Palla. She is set in range, and well, I'll be honest, we don't have Hardy Bearing, and we really should have Hardy Bearing because it's a vital skill for dealing with exactly this sort of problem. But hey, remember the guidance shenanigans I talked about? They're happening right here. Arval going down over to that corner, and Safer, who they thought was out of range. No, she is not. Goodbye. And here's the team overlapping the way it normally does. Luckily, even though we are getting Vantage, Duo Askr is just flat tanky enough to not worry about whatever Palla has going on there. So, goodbye, Palla. And that is another pretty quick surrender. Very, very happy. Battle number 3. We are up against here Naga +1, Brave Dimitri +1, Elamine, who's actually false started our pre-charges, Ashera +1, Valuria +1, level 32, interesting, and legendary Eliwood, who is providing bonus doubler to that Brave Dimitri. So a very highly supported Brave Dimitri here, and a very clever move to deny us that instant iceberg with their Elamine. Now we're going to move down here to maybe try and take out Catria as well. But if you watch, there's our false start protection in action. Catria not getting false started, so they're moving back here. Wasted quite a lot of turns already, actually, but moving back here to try and get rid of Askr's harmonic buffs, which, as you can see, are no longer getting provided to the whole team. Now Rally going to go down as normal. They have successfully stayed out of range of the guidance thing. Alear courting into Dimitri. Not going to do much damage, not going to take much damage either, because, well, actually going to take a pretty significant amount of damage, but nothing compared to what could have happened. Arval next. Actually, preventing the pre-charge may have worked in our favour, because that first hit goes into Godlike reflexes, and Iceberg on the second hit. Oh, come on. One hit point, Dimitri. But anyway, here's Catria, and we'll see how big this number is. Not quite enough. Huh. Flora, do you have what it takes? Oh, Iceberg. 0. Okay. Don't know why I bother. And Duo Askr coming all the way up front to finish off. If we lose this by 1 point of damage, I'm going to be sad. But it looks like they may have made a bit of a tactical error here, because no Godlike reflexes online. Here's Glacies. It's bigger than Iceberg. Glacies is 14. Okay. Alear, can you pull anything else out? The Luna.
I am the divine dragon.
5. Man, I'm gonna feel pretty silly if, after all that hyping up the team, it loses to this. That being said, I'm kind of suspect of their strategy here. They are attacking into Femoris, Astucian doing a lot of work, preventing damage from happening here, but they've moved... Yeah, they've moved Ashera up, meaning she is now in range of getting splattered into tiny little pieces, and which means our units are now going to go around Dimitri instead of hitting him harder. I'm not sure that was the right idea on their part, especially since Naga here looking very likely to eat a Glacies to the faces. And that is enough to finish her off as well. 2 units down. We get the dance on Alear, who is going to make very quick work of this Elamine.
I go to God.
And even Femoris gonna get in on some more action, admittedly not doing much in the way of damage, but not taking too much in the way of damage either, so what does it really matter? Now it's the final turn 7 out of 7, and yeah, they're not getting through all of that with just 3 units they have left, so that is their surrender. 3 battles won, although that one was a little bit closer than I would have liked. Now on to the next battle. Opposing team here is Duo Peony +2, Legendary Micaiah +3, okay, Naga +1, Summer Edelgard, Safer, and Ascendant, no, that's Duo Idunn +10. Looks like going up with Legendary Micaiah here, and yeah, as I said before, Flora, there's a lot of things that kill Flora. One of the things that kills Flora is very large armor effective damage. Not much we can really do about that. One of the other things I forgot to mention earlier, by the way, all of our front row of units are They messed up their hit and run. They're all very high res, so they can't get safered. Yeah, we don't want their actions to be taken away. They messed up their hit and run. You love to see it. Okay, on to the next battle. It is, we're looking at Bernadetta. That's Bunny Bernadetta. Plumeria, the level 3 +5 Plumeria. Brave Tiki. Regan +6. 4 +8. Okay, and Fallen Edelgard +3. So they're deliberately getting a low HP Tiki strategy. And Tiki is just gonna slowly charge up that special for 4 turns, I guess. Yeah, there they go. The smite up. And AOE initiation on the Galeforce team. I didn't expect that, but it is working here. Let's see if Stushin does enough. No. Kind of close, but no. Tiki is low enough that units with Wings of Mercy can warp to her. Takes out Arval as well. It is very easy after all to take out a unit on 1 hit point. And Fallen Edelgard with the Wings of Mercy up next. Finishes Flora. Extra action. Goes for Catria. Galeforce. Smites Tiki up for some reason. Goes for Duo Askr. And surrenders. You may be wondering what's going on here. Alear. They can't deal with Alear anymore. They blocked off all the spaces for... Well, they've already used Bernie's action, but there's nothing they can do about Alear. Alia's just going to kill that Tiki the moment they hit end turn. So, yeah, messed up the Galeforce at the last moment there. Thanks to just Alia's tankiness and sticking around till the end. On to the next battle. Our foes here consist of Naga +5, Harmonic Tana +8, Duo Askr +8, Duo Peony +1, Regan +3, and Plumeria +2. Harmonic Tana sending Duo Askr straight up, Duo Askr finding a real trap, pulling Tana back out, pulling Askr back out. Okay, so a safe little initial exploration there. Safety fence buys them, well, it doesn't really do anything, but it does what it does nonetheless. Now they're going over to the other side for some reason. They're swapping everything around. I'm not sure if they're looking for a specific angle to attack from. They're going to have to make a move at some point. Okay, breaking a structure there. Decided against it. Backing off again. Now they're going back, swapping sides yet again. Okay, some real positional play definitely happening here. It's already turned 5 out of 7. They've got to make a move soon or they're going to run out of time. And the move they have made is sending Askr all the way forwards. Askr does have a pre-charged Ruptured Sky here. How much does it do to Flora? 10. But we do 0 back, so, you know, fair is fair. And pulling Peony back out, that is their final answer. Tanking with Askr from the defense tile. Alear skipping the rally, going straight into just hitting Askr in the face. Mirabilis dances for Mortis, because for Mortis is the only unit without an action. And here comes the big old pre-charged iceberg. 49 damage is plenty for what we needed here. Rest of the team ladders out because of positioning. We're not getting any more units, but that one unit was all the unit that we needed apparently to force out that surrender. On to the next fight, which awaits us. It's legendary Veronica, legendary Shez, Plumeria +3, a duo Harmonic Sonya +2, Naga +1, and Safer. Did I mention our front line is pretty safer proof? Because it is. Breaking some buildings with Veronica here, and the immediate surrender. I'll have to show you what happened here. They discovered a little bit of a surprise, because a surprise is always a good thing to have on your Aether team. Duo Askr, look at Duo Askr's range here. Guidance 4, if you break that building right there, suddenly one extra tile becomes available to Duo Askr that wasn't before. So if you're not expecting that, it's easy to come to a very surprising end. Next up here, Bridal Fjorm. Brave Dimitri +10. Okay. Joe Crom +3. Safer. Plumeria +4. And Naga +1. Sending Dimitri straight up on in. Never mind. Bring Dimitri straight up on out of there. Ready for take 2? Sending Dimitri straight up on in there. Oh, taking out Picnic Flora as well. The Deadeye will do that. And Dimitri coming up front, coming in to attack into Mortis. Presumably to get that smoke online. Yep. But well, aside from that, what else are they doing? Just pulling the rest of their units back out. Well, they might be in for a little bit of a surprise here, because Alear still rallies, Mirabla still dances, and the same old guidance trap still goes off anyway. Arval going off to take out Bridal Fjorm, who I bet they thought was very safe given how far away she was. No, sir. And Alear also going all the way around Brave Dimitri, take out Plumeria as well. Now here's what we've got next. Askr hitting into Godlike reflexes. Pretty sizable damage. But most of what we've done here is already done. Catria, let's see what Catria can do as well. Ooh, getting Dimitri very low, down to 3 hit points. We could very easily have killed him there. But no, the strength here was just completely ignoring their tank for the most part. Going all the way around the back, taking out the units that they did not expect to be taken out. On to the next fight, shall we? Up against here, a lot of Dimitris today. Nah. Very good support. Elamine +2. Brave Dimitri +1. Naga. Okay, 4 +3. And Legendary Eliwood. So that makes this our second bonus doubler Dimitri of the season. 69 hit points, by the way. Moving Elamine up. They probably realized they can't false start catch it anymore. It's not turn 1, so they're going in to try and get rid of that harmonic buff instead. Makes sense. Unfortunately for them, well, actually, I shouldn't speak before it happens.
Useless.
Kablam! Okay, it happened. Yeah, Iceberg is gonna make very short work of that Dimitri, and the guidance paying dividends yet again, letting Flora come all the way down to here, deal with the Nah that they'd been keeping at the back. Alear has nothing better to do, rest of the team just kind of shuffles up, but I think we made a pretty good showing of ourselves there because that is the surrender. Now, up next, we've still got a couple more battles to go. This is the next one of those battles. It is Yuri +1. Okay, Alear +8. Plumeria +1. Elamine. Okay. Bernadetta, Bunny Bernadetta, and Safer +2. Also, the catapult right there. That's why these buildings are in that line, because people run line 6 catapults. Maybe that's a level 1 catapult, so it wouldn't have done anything. But if that had been a very real catapult, oh, actually, would you look at that? This is the player this season to set off our secret slime action, as it were. That Yuri getting a very surprise Askr to the death, quite frankly. Mirabile still manages to dance on that tile, so Alear very tanky due to all her damage reduction. Guess who ignores that? Special Spiral 4, best skill in the game. Askr now bringing a pre-charged Glacies down to Plumeria here. So that's Plumeria dealt with as well. And I think, yeah, we've got one more attack left in us. Flora absolutely obliterating Elamine there. Did four units in that was turn 1, wasn't it? So and it's some of the most annihilation we've seen in a single turn for a little while here. Very impressive showing, very impressive movement to get all of our units down there to a team who made one little slip up. And the final match of this season. We are facing off here against Brave Tiki, Plumeria, Safer, Brave Hector +2 with the Hardy Fighter build, Flame, and Naga +2. We'll see how exactly they choose to open this one up. However, I kind of suspect they're going for the obvious opener here of... They're going to try and tank with Hector, right? That seems like what they're setting up for. No, actually sending Tiki up. Okay, they caught me by surprise. Very good
I'll protect you all
of them to do that, you know, change things up a little. Astucian's going to help a little bit against the Glimmer here, keep that damage low. And here as well, alongside Formodis' natural damage reduction, so that it really doesn't hurt at all. And then, okay, and we're going to swap Hector up so that he can fast save that Tiki still. Very sensible. Again, since they're all the way up here, Alear just gonna hit Tiki with a sword. You know, that works. Get danced. Whole world available to Alear next, but actually it's Arval taking the next move. Iceberg going to go into that Aegis. How much does it get reduced to? 19, but then the 60 damage follow-up does everything we need for us. And okay, now Alear going on the offensive. Guided by the emblems, yes indeed, to chop down the little fish girl there. Guidance doing its thing. Flora able to take on Naga here.
Such power.
Very powerful indeed, and that's the last of our attacks for the time being, and with only Safer and Plumeria left here, I don't even think we've got a unit left that can cut through Flora, so that is the last surrender of the season. Perfect season, by the way. We've been doing pretty well on defense, apparently. did not expect it to happen on Anima, but I'm glad that our changes let us absolutely shred some Dimitris there. Very, very happy with how that went down. Thanks everyone for showing up. If you're inspired by my team building, if you've got any questions about your own teams or my team or any other team, feel free to ask them in the comments. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you all next time, and I'll also see you in the past when that Chaos Season video finally gets done processing. Penrost out.